All right, on this episode of Bowks Talking Bouts, happy to be talking to an individual ahead of a very big fight here, but got to shout out the sponsors real quick as well. Sovereign Extracts, you can get some great CBD oils, as well as a variety of THC and CBD cartridges, but also shout out USG Canada, putting out great apparel for boxers, MMA fighters, and for fans alike. On today's show, talking to an individual with a big fight coming up at Bellator 243, goes on August the 7th. We have a featherweight tilt between Derek Campos and Adam Borics, and I've got Adam on the show right now. How's your day going so far there, Adam?
Hey man, I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Appreciate you asking though. But I'm kind of curious, just with like all the rampant COVID-19 considerations and certain gyms operating differently as of late. Have you had to alter your training efforts at all for this one? Like, has this camp looked a great deal different than prior ones for you?
Of course, it's a little bit different, and this pandemic has changed the world. But I was able to train, so it doesn't matter. I do my best. I am in great shape.
Yeah, no, I mean that's all you can do, man, for sure. But I gotta ask, just getting this out of the way quick, just because like your last fight there, the first pro loss of the MMA career and stuff like that. It seemed like in the aftermath there was like a period where you were understandably pretty disappointed about all of it. But what were you able to learn from a defeat versus like some of your prior victories? Like, was there a distinct lesson you learned from that last one as compared to some prior contests that you had there?
It was terrible feeling, and I never want to feel that again. I know what I did wrong. I did a mistake. I was thinking about the future. I wasn't focused on him. I was focused on my next opponent already. So it was not a problem. But I am still young. I'm still getting better every day, and I just want to go back to the cage and show everybody how good I am.
Yeah, for sure. And some of the names that you've worked with, at least in past, I mean, like you're really getting in work with some elite guys. Like the last time we spoke, you were talking about working with guys like, Michael Chandler and Logan Storley. And I've also seen pictures of you training in past with guys like, Kamaru Usman and Robbie Lawler and whatnot. Like, who are some of the regular, training partners you're getting in work with ahead of this particular fight here?
Yeah, I'm usually training with these guys. I can mention Jason Jackson, and for me, my main training partner, Shane Soriano. He's one of the best training partners for me, and yeah, I'm nothing changed. I have the best team on the world, and I just try to get better every day.
Yeah, you're definitely working with some elite level company. I just wanted to make sure that was still kind of the case, though. I mean, a great group of guys to be working with for sure. Sanford MMA seems like a place you're putting in a good amount of work there.
Yep.
Yeah, and also like having a guy like Henry Hooft in your corner too. Like, I mean, can you speak to some of the elite level coaching that you're able to get, as well as like the elite level sparring partners?
I'm really happy I can work with Henry Hooft. I think he's one of the best striking coach on the world, and we are working a lot on my knees. He really likes my knees, not just applying me, other knees too. And sometimes, Tyron Spong visit us, and he tells us some really, really good details. So we are like a family, we always help each other. So I'm really happy to be part of the team.
Yeah, definitely a great team on all levels there. But I'm kind of curious about some of the different like regulatory aspects of this fight here. Like, what does the fight week breakdown kind of look like? I imagine there's a fair bit of like, COVID testing, obviously, quarantining to your room at certain times. Like, what kind of aspects of this fight week will be different than some previous ones for you?
I think it's going to be definitely different. Maybe a little bit here, wearing mask and keep the social distance. I don't know, man. We are living in crazy times, but I hope we will pass it out like very soon. And yeah, I just want to go there. And I'm praying every day. Just it happens, I just want to fight. So this is what I wish.
Yeah, and kind of playing off of that response there, like, was there any point, like, during any of this quarantine stuff where you were getting frustrated by just, some of the lack of certainty with the future and everything like that? Like, any point during this timeline was there frustration?
During this time, I was like, oh man, maybe I should go to Hungary and stay with my family. And but I was like, I have a dream, I'm gonna be a world champion, so I have to stay here and I have to fight first and all. I have to come back, because I just thought that I'm gonna correct this mistake. So of course, I think it's hard times for everybody. I'm happy to able to fight. Make money. It's really hard in this time.
Yeah, good that you're looking at the positive side of things. Just the fact that you have this opportunity now. But when the lockdown measures were in place, like, what were you getting up to kill some time? Like, did you kind of like rediscover an old hobby? Did you like pick up a new hobby? What were you doing during some of the quiet moments during lockdown there?
I just took an air bike from the gym and I put it on my balcony, and I was training a lot alone, but I mean it just makes me stronger, my mind and everything, because if I just like crying and fuck, the gym is closed, and should I go to Hungary and be with my family? But no, this is my passion. Became a best fighter on the world. So I was still motivated, during this time, and I couldn't wait, and I really believe that I will fight soon, and I am so happy I can fight on the second show.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that persistence in your training is going to pay off, because you've got definitely a quality opponent here in Derek Campos. I mean, like a real stalwart in the Bellator scene, has victories over guys like,
Unfortunately, he pulled out, so I got a new opponent yesterday. So it's a little bit weird time, because Campos was my second opponent, and this guy is the third opponent. He's a 7-3 former wrestler, Mike Hamel, his name. He never fought in a Bellator, so he's a new guy. I just got his name yesterday. So I was prepared for Campos, but this is my job. I got a new opponent, no problem. I'm happy he takes the fight. So I'm happy still able to fight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's definitely a revelatory thing to.
I don't know what happened with Campos, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Good to hear you were still able to get some sort of fight here, and big shout out to your opponent for being able to get in the picture here. And as I'm like checking at his record too, I mean, it seems like he's like a pretty well traveled guy with like LFA and Combate and stuff like that. I guess because of like the quick nature of things, you don't really have much of a chance to see what your opponent brings to the table. But were you already familiar with them at all prior to this coming to fruition?
I mean, my camp is there, so I'm ready for everybody. I don't care who's against me in the cage. I will be ready, so I really don't care about, I got a new opponent or whatever.
No, that's cool. You have that sort of mindset. I guess I had just been curious if you were familiar with the name prior to this bout being announced, but that doesn't seem to be the case. But in terms of like the recovery measures there, it seems like, sauna and stretching and massage rollers are, big things for you and everything. Are there any other new additions to the recuperation there? Because, recovery is, very important just as much as the hard training is, for sure.
Yeah, I always take care of my body. I use the boots. I use the massage machine. I stretch a lot. Sometimes I have a ice bath. So it's just time to recover now. Be happy. I really take care about what I am eating. I really believe that. When I'm here in Florida, I'm always eating clean, like very clean. So my shape is always good.
Oh, that's cool. Like, what aspects of the diet are you really focusing on? Like, you're saying you have a clean diet. Like, what does that encompass?
In this time, I think, but we have to support our immune system, not just this time, but this time especially. So I really care about it.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I want to be mindful of your time because, fight week and all, and I imagine some other people are wanting to get some interviews with you too. So just considering that, is there anything you'd like to add as a parting thought as we're wrapping up here, Adam?
Nothing really.
Nothing wrong with that, man. Just figured I'd put the ball in your court, but I'm really excited to see this fight coming up here, and I think that's a shared sentiment among MMA fans. Bellator 243 goes on August the 7th. We have a featherweight tilt. Mike Hamel taking on Adam Borics. Thanks for the time and insights, Adam. Much appreciated. And yeah, just best of luck with the remaining best of luck with the remaining days leading into the fight here, and yeah, just have a good rest of your day as well.
Thanks, man. Take care.